All right, blessings, everybody. How we doing on today? I pray you're doing good. And in fact, let's open up with a word of prayer on today. Father, we give you praise right now. And we thank you for your divine favor and ask that you would speak clearly to us tonight. Give us a fresh word from on high, and because we certainly need it and we want it. We desire to hear from you. So divine, speak through us, speak to us, and we will bless you and honor you. It is done in the name of love, in the name of Jesus. It is so, amen. Blessings to you, everybody. Thank you all for joining me on tonight. Those of you that are in the Zoom, those of you that are on Facebook, those of you that are on YouTube, hey, how y'all doing? I pray everybody's well. I'm just trying to make sure I got all my little buttons. Can y'all hear me pretty good? Let me know, Reverend West. Can y'all hear me rather well? Because I have a different sound going on in my ear. But I pray you're doing good. Also, do me a favor, share this broadcast. Those of you that are on Facebook, share this broadcast on your page. I would certainly appreciate it. To those of you that are that get the text message, please send it, forward it to your other friends, forward to your other like-minded friends. Yeah, that's the key word, the like-minded ones, those that really appreciate enlightenment, those that appreciate success and that appreciate, getting information, inspiration, motivation. How about that? But I bless God for you. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you. I can hear you just fine. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. How you doing, Miss Pam? Blessings to you. Thank you, Reverend West. She says she can hear me pretty good. Awesome. Maria, hey, you're doing good. Share this broadcast, everybody, and I would certainly appreciate it. Now, I want to dive into some things. Let me make this announcement while others are yet gathering in. Would y'all do me a favor? I am really trying I have to broaden my social media platform. So those of you that are on, TikTok and Instagram and all the others, I'm trying to even learn Threads now. I don't know that much about it, but I got to learn it. I want to learn it. Make sure you like us. Make sure you share our information. It helps us to do more, because I want to get to the point where I can do lives on TikTok. I believe I can do it. I really do. So I want you to make sure, if you don't have a TikTok page, get one. Really, because social media is here to stay. I've said that before. You just cannot get around. It's like cable TV. It's here to stay until something else comes along. They told me that when television came out, they said, that's just a fad. It's not going to last. Well, it's still here, right? So I believe that social media is still here and it's going to continue. It's only going to grow and become more and more intense. And it's going to really bless so many people. So I encourage you, if you have your social media pages, like and share Dr. Mosley. Would you do that for me? I would certainly appreciate it. All right. Y'all know Mercury has been in retrograde, right? Mercury has been in retrograde. Let's see, Mercury has been in retrograde. And so I want to really talk about some things about Mercury on tonight. It's a spiritual matter. It's a godly matter. It's a divine matter. Believe it or not, it really is. God made the heaven and the earth. Right? So if he made the heaven and the earth, I believe that nothing goes on in the heavens without the knowledge of God. It's not the devil. He's not in heaven anymore, right? So he doesn't control the heavens. It's God that controls the heavens. And I think we ought to understand how it operates even more. So Mercury is in retrograde, and which means it has the appearance or the illusion that it slows down. It slows down. I see you, Reverend West. You say, yes, and things are messed up with the phones. I hear you. Honestly, things go chaotic with these phones. So you're going to experience some problems because Mercury is that planet that controls communication. It is that planet that helps and enhances communication. So anything that's dealing with communication, you're going to have some, well, let's say not that you're going to have, but there may be some problems in that area. All right. So you're going to find one time I was doing Mercury while it was in retrograde, my Facebook kept shutting down. Just like, oh, In fact, I remember one year, everybody's Facebook just started shutting down. Like, what is the reason? And nobody knew. Well, those of us that are spiritual or those of us that are metaphysical, we understood. That was a time I remember when a lot of the flights got canceled. Flights were just being canceled left and right. Phone issues, you lost your signal. I was talking to someone today, and all of a sudden I kept saying, I can't hear you, can't hear you. Even last night, yesterday, I was on the phone with another bishop and was speaking, and it just kept, like, I can't hear you. Oh, man of God, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So things like that will happen. Don't get upset. Slow your roll, which means slow your patience. You're going to need patience, okay? Slow. Somebody just write that for me. Slow your roll. Because believe it or not, I know I seem nice, but there are times I really can get irritated. And I have to remember, slow your roll. Slow your roll, Mosley. It's going to get better, but you just got to slow your roll, which means be patient. Well, I want it now. And they messed up on my order and they made a mistake on my hamburger. I ordered it without tomatoes and they added all of these tomatoes. And slow your roll, okay? Slow your roll. It's going to get better, but we got to just slow down. So we're going to have also slower internet speeds. I've had them all day today. So hopefully we'll make it through this session tonight. Communication issues. Sometimes there's a misunderstanding, and because Mercury is in retrograde, it has a lot to do with communication. Someone say something and maybe the other receiver of your message heard it differently. Like you said, what are you doing today? And they heard, what are you doing today? That's the way they heard it. What are you doing today? What? Wait, what you say? And so sometimes there's a miscommunication. Slow down, everybody. Slow down. Take your time and let's really hear. What is that other scripture? In all of your getting, get an understanding, right? So there are problems on the job. There may be some problems there, because of communication issues. Maybe you sent the fax or the email and it didn't go through. I just sent my son a Cash App and it went to the wrong person. Hey, Mercury is in retrograde. Like, okay, well, I'm not even worried about it. It was a small amount. I'm not going to worry. Maybe they needed it. But things are going to happen. Just slow your roll. Take a deep breath. Now, this will end on September the 14th. Someone was sending me preparing a contract for me to sign. And I told him, I said, I'm not signing anything until after the 14th or maybe on the 14th. But I can't do it anytime before the 14th. All right. So if you need me to sign anything, you got to wait. I have a car that's in the repair shop right now. I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's going to have to wait till after the 14th, the 14th or thereafter, because I'm not doing anything until then. Thank God I'm not in a desperate state. And sometimes if you have to do it, it's okay. You just want to be mindful that certain things can go wrong. While Mercury is in retrograde, you want to avoid like signing contracts or starting new projects. You want to try your very best to avoid that. Okay. Maria, she asked me, when is this over? And it's over September the 14th. Isn't that right, Maria? So sometimes, we just got to realize it is what it is. So I want to share some things with you, and I want to go to the scripture. I want to go to the scripture that is recorded in Mark, the 5th chapter. Now, everybody ready to make it through Mercury, right? We want to make it through. How you doing, Dewana? Where you been? It's good to see you. Dr. Henry, hello, my dear. How are you? So Mercury, oh God. I remember I said this on Saturday that Mercury is in retrograde, and someone said, oh no, oh Lord. So let's understand what this means, and it's important for us as believers to understand this concept. Now, he went in, this is Jesus, and he said to them, why all this commotion and wailing? The child is not dead, but asleep. But they laughed at him. They brought Jesus in. The parents brought Jesus to raise this child from the dead. Um, and he walked in, and everybody was doing the moaning and the crying and the weeping. Oh, Lord. And he went in to say, this child ain't dead. She just sleeping. So they all go laugh at him and like, you must be out of your cotton picking mind, right? And so that's the way they felt. And I kind of understand that, like, we ain't never seen nothing like this. He's talking about that this child is still alive. Oh, Lord, he just as crazy as he want to be. This is the part I want you to realize. After he put them all out, that's the part right there that I need everybody to grab. After. Now, I do this just for emphasis. Can you all write that? After he put them all out. I know you see it there, but just can you write it? After he put them all out. That is very key. And I'm not going to insult your intelligence by asking you, why did he do that? I believe by now, many of you already know why he did it. Certain energies don't work together, like oil and water. They don't mix. So certain energies just don't work well together. You're believing God for a house, and here comes somebody telling you how bad houses are, how high the market is, and why you shouldn't do this. And so they're not working together. And there's another scripture that says, how can any two people, two ideas, two thoughts, how can they walk together except they agree? Some energies, notice what I'm saying, because we say he put them all out. Yeah, that's the scripture. But Dawana, every person means a spirit. When he put them out, what was he putting out? Yes, the flesh, but he was really putting out the spirit. Those spirits of that was housed in the flesh. Can I get a heart right there if I'm making sense? Can I get a heart? He was putting out those spirits that was housed in the flesh. So he had to put all that negative energy. Some people, you just hate to see them coming because they have such a negative energy. And you want to avoid them, put them out of your way, out of your path. So now, after he put them all out, now he's able to do the work that he came to do. Mercury, in being in retrograde, causes us to reflect and answer or ask the question, do I really need this energy around me? Now, I need you to write that for me. Can someone write that question? Do I really need this energy around me? Because it was after he put them out that he went in and took the child by the hand and said, Talitha Kuma, which means, little girl, I say unto you, or say to you, get up. And immediately the girl stood up and began to walk around. She was 12 years old. And at this, they were completely astonished. Now, the miracle is wonderful. And I believe Jesus could do the miracle with those, let's say, doubters in there, but it would have been so much harder. Ease your path to success. Renee Chatham, how you doing? I don't know why, Renee, but I was waiting on you to come on. I don't know what it is, but I was waiting on you to come on. Ease, can somebody write this for me? I know I'm having y'all to write a lot. That's how I teach. Ease your path for success. Ease it. There's what's that hymn? Oh, what needless pains we bear. Some stuff you just don't need to even bear it. Just get rid of it. Put that out of your mind, out of your misery, just out of your way. Some things you do not even need to entertain. Some people you do not need to even talk to. Some things you don't even need to deal with. Ease your path for success. So again, everybody got to understand this. He put them all out. Can I go a little bit further? You know what, Dewana, sometimes you may have to, it may seeming like you hurting somebody's feelings, but I'm sorry, I have a goal here, and you are not working with my goal. We need to stop talking for a little bit. And oh, you think you are? Yes, I do. It's just that I'm. This is business now. I have to reach my goal, or I want to reach my goal. If you're not going in the same direction I am, okay, I can't hang with you right now. We can hook up later. It's business. It's business. How you doing, Tanya? I was waiting on you as well. Some of y'all, I don't know, maybe the Lord was just telling me y'all coming. I don't know. But it's business. I can't hook. I know we've been going to church together for a long time, but and you all know what? There are some things I just cannot do, even in church anymore. Just not right now. This is not the season. Now there's a time I will, but right now I'm focused on where I'm going, and I do not need any doubters right now. I don't need people that are skeptical. I got to remove the skeptics, and you may be right, but right now my feeling is to at least give it a try. Give this idea a try. And so if I'm going to give it a try, I'm going to give it my all by surrounding myself with people or with energies or with spirits that can motivate me to complete the idea. So if you're thinking about marriage, you may want to get away from your single friends that are not interested in being married. If you want to have more money, you may need to get away from your friends that may not like, or maybe they're too cheap to buy the things that they want, or they're always trying to figure out a way to con somebody. You may want to get away from that. Can I get a heart right there? Well, my hearts. Can I get a heart? So, I pray that you're understanding. By the way, you all share this broadcast on your page. Would you do that? Let me say that again. Share this broadcast on your page. So, understand, Mercury is in retrograde, and so this is a time that you need, or we all need, to reflect. This is also a time that's considered unique and powerful period in astrology. Many people know because it disrupts communication, like the cell phones and all of that. It disrupts travel and technology. You got phones with even the calculator, whoever uses calculators nowadays. You got problems with Chat GPT or whatever the case may be. There may be some problems. Just recognize, hey, Mercury is in retrograde, and it may cause some agitation on your part or frustration. I've been there. Anybody else been there? I know I have. I have been there. Beyond its reputation for causing challenges, many spiritual practitioners, which is who we are, view this time as an opportune moment for inner reflection, realignment, and intentional manifestation. One popular perspective is that Mercury in retrograde provides a conducive environment for clearing and cleaning our physical and spiritual space to invite the manifestations of our heart. Now, I said this before, the plane cannot land. Many times the plane can't land at all when there's another plane in its gate where it's supposed to go. The plane cannot land until the runway is cleared. Now, I got a word for somebody. If I was in church, Brother Dowd, I would say, touch your neighbor and tell them my plane is trying to land. So somebody write that for me. My plane is trying to land. But there are some things right now that are in the way. And it's okay. But the plane is letting you know, because the pilot has to communicate with the commanding control and let them know this is whatever flight and we're trying to land. So if we are trying to land, that means we may be early, Because evidently it must be early because somebody else is in our spot and they haven't moved. So maybe somebody's blessing is running early, but it needs to land. And so right now, there are some things there that we got to quickly remove. Your plane is trying to land. Now, somebody, yeah, if we was in church, that's a good point right there to shout, right? And it just to realize that my plane is trying to land. So, spiritual clearing and cleaning involves purging stagnant energy. Sometimes that's just energy that's just sitting there or standing there or being there. Again, remember those people that Jesus had to put out? They were just sitting there, and that's their job to sit there. Oh, the baby gone. Oh, Lord. And they were just wailing and crying. I get it. But right now, you're causing an energy to multiply right here. And we need that to be gone. We need that energy to be gone. We can't have this energy right here. Now, some people, that's just how they are. You have to realize, does this energy, is it helping me or is it hindering me? Is it helping me or hindering me? So sometimes there's some stagnant energy. I like that, Andre West. There's some stagnant energy that is blocking your success. We got to get rid of that. We got to get rid of it. And sometimes we don't even realize it, believe it or not. Sometimes you don't even realize that the energy's been there till now it's created spider webs. And you didn't even realize it. It just didn't realize it. I was in the house. I don't know what maybe, but there's a light. I bought a light or a lamp to go to in a certain, because it was dark in there, just a little dark. And I put the light in this corner. And when I did, all of a sudden I saw all this dust on the wall. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't know it was from with the naked eye, you didn't see it. But when there's a certain light that I put, and I saw all this, oh my Jesus, let me get rid of this. Sometimes there's energy that's been stagnant till we don't even realize it's been there the whole while. And it just may be what is keeping us from enjoying our desires. Maybe some friends you don't realize. Now, please understand, this is spiritual. You're looking at them as, oh, they so nice. But remember, we talked about this on Saturday. Some things are just spiritual. They didn't mean no harm. But some of us are not progressing because we don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings. Or this is just the way we were taught, but this is what we really want to do. But you in contrast with what they are saying and what you believe. So we got to keep this in mind. We have to clear the pathway that our plane can land. Everybody's not going to see your vision. Everybody's not going to see or even appreciate or even think you should have what it is that you desire. But let me repeat again. Your plane is trying to land. Do you really want it? Let me say it this way. Your prayer request is trying to manifest. Do you really want it? Maybe there is a wonderful gentleman that is ready to marry you or to approach you, but you have other energies in the way. It doesn't have to be a previous boyfriend or whoever, but it just may be that maybe it is a previous boyfriend, or maybe it is someone that said, no, you can't marry somebody or be with somebody that's of another race. No, you can't do that. Maybe it is, but you're praying for love and romance and relationship. Sometimes your plane is trying to land, or sometimes you're still holding on to the teddy bear that your other boyfriend gave you, or girlfriend gave you. And maybe you need to get rid of that teddy bear. Give it to a little niece, or give it to Goodwill, to someone that may appreciate it. But understand, it just may be in your way. Well, how do you know if that teddy bear is in the way? Because every time you see that teddy bear, it brings up certain feelings and emotions. Every time you say like, oh, I remember when Junebug got this for me at the carnival. I wonder what he doing. I really miss June, but we had fun. See, all those feelings that could be blocking you from whoever's trying to come next. So We got to clear the pathway. This is our time to really purge the stagnant energy that is keeping us from our success. So I want to go further in understanding this energy of Mercury being in retrograde. So it's a time for spiritual cleaning or spiritual clearing. That's what I really want to say. Clear it. Make room for what you want. Mercury has been it's just slowed down. Remember now, this carries with it the element of communication. So this is a time that is just really is starting to slow down. So this is a time that we heighten our self-awareness. We become more aware of what's within. Write this for me. Look at yourself. Write that for me, somebody. Look at yourself. This is a time to really look at yourself. What is my problem? What is it? What and really be honest. God, help me with my problems. Help me to really see myself. Help me to see myself. I need to look at my own thought patterns. Am I really a negative person? Am I really judgmental? And sometimes you may need to invite somebody else to help you. And to be honest, because everybody cannot accept criticism, but you got to have somebody, to really say, tell me the truth. Now, tell me the truth. I may not like it. I had a counseling session or reading with a client, and they asked me, Dr. Mother, I want you to tell me the truth now. And they asked me the question, and I gave them the answer, and they said, oh, wow. I said, now you told me the answers. They said to me, I'm not mad at you. I know you're telling me the truth because I had to let them know you at fault here. Da, 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 da. And so they really appreciated me for telling them the truth. Someone contacted me and they was telling me, some things. I said, now, are you using narcotics? Are you using drugs? Or yeah. I said, so this is the problem. I'm not judging you, but this is an issue you have to look at. And not my job is not to condemn you, but my job is to help you realize, look at yourself. We got to look at ourselves. What are some of my desires? What is it? What are my emotions? I got to look within. I have some limiting beliefs that money is too hard to get. You can never live in such a home like that. We have to look at ourselves. All right. What's another thing? We have to release and let go. Release and let go. This is a time, as Mercury is in retrograde, we got to let go. We got to heal past, let go of some hurt. And it is a process. Let me be very clear about that. It does not mean that this is all of a sudden and we just happy go lucky. No, no, no. Sometimes it is a process. Everybody's got that for me. It is a process. Can somebody write that for me? It's a process. I really do hear that in my spirit. Can somebody write that? It's a process. So we got to let go of some things, but it's a process. Past wounds and let go of what no longer serves us. This is when we got to let go of that teddy bear. This is when we got to let go of maybe some thoughts on paintings and pictures. And we have to let go of some things. And it's a process. It's okay. But realize it is a process. I need to let go of that teddy bear. I need to let go of certain pictures that we were hugging and we are divorced or we separated. We have to learn to let some things go. It is a process. All right. It is a process. Is everybody grabbing that? So now what's another thing that we got to understand? We have to really look at focusing our intention. Focus our intention by channeling our energy into what we want to manifest. Focus Somebody write this for me. Focus on what you want. Focus on what you want. Focus on what you want. Okay? I need everybody to grab that. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. I want you to focus now on what you do want. While Mercury is in retrograde, look at, you know what? This is a time for me to really almost like shut it down and really think, what do I want? What do I really want? What do I want to eat? Where do I want to live? You may not be there right now, but just realize, what do you want? There are so many people. Oh, y'all, please hear me. I've heard so many people say, what you want? And they'll come and tell me, I want a closer walk with Jesus. Oh, God. Well, just get close to him. You don't need to call me for that. You really don't need to call me for that. So everybody, you got to focus on what it is that you want. Focus on what you're looking for. All right? How you doing, Erica? What do you want? Not what I think you should want. That's a difference. What kind of car do you want? Where do you want to live? What do you want to eat? What type of attire do you want to wear? How do you want your hair? What color do you want your hair? What is it that you want? And this is a time to, can somebody write this? Think about self. Because that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. When we focus on our intention, this is the time to think about self. Now, I get it. Sometimes we say, oh, that's selfish. Oh, you can't do that. I hear it. But this is a moment that you do need to think about self. I'm going to really speak that very strongly. Think about self. Think about you. What is it that you want? Think about self. Is that making sense, Renee Chatham? Think, what do you want? Okay? Well, well, they said at my church that, we can't do this. Okay, that's good. If that's what you want, fine. But I'm still asking you, what do you want? Please understand this, everybody. God is looking at what do you want. And this is a time to zero in on your desire. What do you want? Okay? So it's time to us to have focused intention. It's time for us to really have focused intention. And then also, while Mercury is in retrograde, clearing physical spaces. It really is removing clutter. Now, you all know me. Y'all know I clean up. So and it helps me to feel good to clean up. It does. It really does for me. Clear. Somebody write this for me. Clear the clutter. Am I making sense, Daryl? Am I making sense, Dewana? Clear the clutter. Y'all, it really is a time. If your dresser is packed with so much stuff, clear the clutter. And sometimes we got to pray, Lord, give me the spirit of organization, that I can remove all of this clutter. Help me to throw away some things that I no longer need. Help me, old papers I don't need. Help me to clear the clutter, clearing physical spaces. Okay, everybody's getting that. We have to do, this is what we do while Mercury is in retrograde. Clear that pathway that we can do greater works, greater opportunities. It's also a time for inner alignment. It's a time to meditate. When we say inner alignment, go within, meditate. Maybe journal. Maybe you can do some journaling or mindfulness, but it's a time that we check in. Take that nice, long, hot bubble bath that you've been wanting. Soak in the tub and soft music going where you can really zero in on you. Now somebody write this, be in the moment. Write that for me. Be in the moment. While all Mercury is in retrograde, this is your time to be in the moment, checking with yourself. Remember what we said earlier. It's time to focus on self. So this is the time to be in the moment. Meditate. Journal. Sometime for me, I'll go to the piano and I'll begin to sing. It's a time for me to check in. It's a time to really, I'm going to throw this one in there. While you're eating, slow down, eat your food, taste your food, enjoy your food, be in the moment. While we're tasting the blue cheese dressing, my favorite, on the salad, and while we're tasting the bacon and the eggs in the salad, you follow me? Taste it, be in the moment. What you're doing what Mercury is doing. You're slowing down. You got it? Somebody say, I got it. You're slowing down to be in the moment. It's called inner alignment. I'm putting everything together because while things are just going and going like they normally do, we don't stop and eat our food really or taste it. We eating while we are, driving and, doing kind of stuff. Just, and I got to keep going, get on to the next thing, right? So we slowing down, clear the clutter. Tanya says, I have been fasting these last 2 weeks and agitation is at an all-time high with my son. Getting my children on the same page. I have 3 children that are jealous of each other and my 4th child that just want to walk away from all 3 like myself because of this humbling spirit, condescending, disobedience. I get it. So this is the time to really, and now this is, Tanya, this is something for you to look at as well. Is there something I can do that I don't want to do? That's one question. Number 2, what do I need to do? And maybe it's absolutely nothing. Maybe it is fasting. But maybe there's something, maybe he wants you to say. Sometimes that's something, let him work. Just do nothing. And just expect something to happen. Expect God to move. All right. So these are things we have to realize while it's a time of reflection. I'm praying for this, but let me step back. Now, God, what should I do right now? Now, this may not be for you, Tanya. I want you to I'm bringing this as an example. Sometimes we'll resort to ways that have worked in the past. Well, let me just fast. I know that works. I know that may be, but that may not be what God is saying right now. Maybe some things you just got to give it a process of time. It's going to take care of itself. But I've had to come to understand some people I can't fast for, I can't pray for. I have to, let nature take its course. And Mercury being in retrograde is nature taking its course. So right now, there are going to be some issues. If they are having energies, animosity or resentment or jealousy going on with each other, yeah, you could do some prayers to get rid of that. But also, your prayer is really for protection because it may not really clear until after September the 14th. Okay? Maybe right now, this is the time to, oh, this is some paper I no longer need. Let me get this out the way. So it's like, oh, I recognize my son is going through. And you can even comfort them and say, I understand, but just hold on, okay? Just hold on. God is with you, And so then after the 14th, now we can pray the prayer, Lord, bring them together. And even after the 14th, maybe you make a dinner for them all and have everybody to come together. And, I don't know why I'm saying this, but have a little game where they can pull, I don't know why I'm saying this, but pull names and you have little gifts. Maybe just a little $5 gifts that, and they pull a name or pull a number and this person get gift number 1 and this child get gift number 3 and this person get gift number 2. And it's just a little gift, but it's something that they pulled. And I don't know why that's coming to me, but I would take heed because it's bringing them together in harmony. It could be a cake. Maybe one of the gifts is their own cake or whatever they may like. Everybody like the chocolate cake. So who go get the chocolate cake? This whole one is going home with you. Or I got a sweet potato pie. Who going to get this one? I pull number 4. Well, sweet potato pie is number 4. All right. So I don't know why, but if that makes any sense to you, try that, okay? That just came into my spirit. While Mercury is in retrograde, it's a time for patience and reflection. That's what I was just saying, really. Going within and being patient. Patient with your children. Being patient. Let me Let me just be patient. Because sometimes, everybody, especially when we in prayer, ooh, we want to hurry that thing on. Come on, come on. Hey, anybody ever prayed that prayer like me? Come on, Jesus. Right now, Lord. Do it right now, Lord. I've done that many times, y'all. But sometimes you got to let nature take its course. Can I get a heart right there? I know we don't like that one, but is that making sense, Dr. Henry? You know, Dewana, let me know. Is that making sense? Sometimes you just got to be patient. You may have a disobedient child. You may have a bad child. You may have a stubborn child. You may have a good child, whatever. But sometimes, even on the job, we may just have to, let me be patient. Even in traffic. Sometimes I will get that way. I'm in my car, somebody's slow in front of me, and I'm like, why are you driving so slow? Like they can really hear me. And I have to just take a deep breath and say, just be patient, Michael. Because you're going to be 75 years old too one day, and you may be slower than Methuselah, so you want to slow down, right? Be patient and have reflection. Practice patience. Practice being patient. And someday you may even want to cook something that is patient. Sometimes you got to roast. It takes a little while to cook that sometimes. Practice being patient. Again, everybody, can I get somebody right there? Slow down. Slow. Well, really what I hear is slow your roll. That's what I hear. Slow your roll. This is what we got to keep in mind. We just got to slow our roll. Slow your roll. You just got to slow your roll. There's no use if you get in a hurry. Mercury is in retrograde. Slow your roll. Notice your home. Notice the pictures on the wall. Notice, just slow your roll. Okay? Slow your roll. What else what else we got to do? We got to harness transformative energy. In other words, this is a powerful time of transformation. It's a powerful time. Focus on what you want and look at this time as being in the closet, or ladies in your makeup chair, and you're practicing putting on your makeup, or how you want your next hairstyle to be. You could do that in this time. It's harnessing that transformative energy. You know what? I want to do this, and I want to do that. And that's okay. You don't have to start it, but you're getting the ideas. You're slowing down, and you are really just focusing in on what I need or what I can do to bring forth change. Now, after the 14th or on the 14th, you can now, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to go and buy that. Now I'm going to paint my living room. But right now, you're just thinking about what color would I like to paint it. And after the 13th of September, now you can, let's go get that navy blue, and we're going to paint the back wall, have an accent wall. You follow me? So it's time to really slow down, but it's time to make room for what you're desiring. Dr. Mosley, I am not a person of faith, and I know this session, we can't get into it, but I have difficulty that God's control even thought there's free will. I mean, what happened in Jacksonville? I get it. I hear you. He's saying to me in the Zoom comment, he's saying, I'm not a person of faith, and I know this session, we can't get into it, but I have difficulty that that's God's will. Or that God is in control, I believe is what he's saying, with what happened in Jacksonville. And I get it. And you know what? I don't have an answer. And to me, that is the understanding of why about God or the divine. But I do know this. The answer about the divine, let me finish that statement, is that I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why that happened. I can go back as far as so many different things that have happened in my personal life, in the life of African Americans, in the life of America, in the life of people in general. I don't have the answer. But I do know. I do believe. That's why we call it faith. And believe it or not, Daryl, I do believe you are a person of faith. It's just maybe of some type of faith, because you have some faith to get up in the morning. You have some faith that today is going to be okay day. You have some faith somewhere. So what I choose to believe, and that's why it's personal, and I always say that, your salvation is personal. Your belief is personal. You don't have to believe like me, and I thank you for your respect, because I really think you have a wonderful question. I just don't know why God permits certain things, but for me, I choose to believe still in the power of the divine, because it helps me, because it gives me something to hold on to. And even though I may not believe in all the preachers and what they may say, no, I don't. I don't believe what all the preachers may say. I don't believe in what all the evangelists, whoever. But this is where I have to have my relationship with God, with the divine, of some sort. You know, some people have been cheated on in relationships, been hurt, but still they find some way, and sometimes it takes them time to find love, to find trust. It may take a little moment, it may take years, but that's still a small amount of faith that keeps them going. So, Dal, I want to encourage you, even if you have the lead a bit, I still say that little bit is a whole lot. Just to wake up and see what tomorrow is going to bring, it makes it worth it. And again, I don't have the answer to why bad things happen to good people. I really don't. I don't know. But through the divine, I know that I have been empowered, I have been blessed, and if my life should end tomorrow, I can say I still have had a good one. I hope that answers your question. Now, let me know. Was that helpful in any way? And faith, again, it's personal, and we don't know why. And it's not a particular religion. It's not that, well, if you were Muslim, this would be better. If you were Christian, this would be better. If you were Buddhist, this would be better. Or if you were Wiccan, this would be better. No, destruction can happen with anyone and at any time. But I choose to believe that until my time comes, the divine has me on his mind and under that particular covering, that particular protection. So everybody, I want to encourage you. Darryl, let me know that helped you. And you know, it may not, that's okay. It's okay, because it's a journey. And right now, this is a time, that's why I want to say that's a good question, because it's a reflection moment. It's a time for us to go within and say, now, why? Why did this happen? Do I really believe God? Or, y'all, let's go another deep question. Do I really believe God for myself, or am I only believing based on the way I was taught? Do I really believe that God is love? Or now I've just been taught that, no, God, you know, what is this? I've always heard people say, holiness is right. I've always heard people say that, but that's why I said it. Well, Reverend so-and-so said, holiness is right, her glory. But now I'm old enough to find out for myself. Because there's some things that they were saying was holy, that ain't holy to me. You can have your own, it's time for you to have your own thoughts, your own ideas. Is that making sense to somebody? Can somebody write this? It's time for my ideas to come forth. It's time for your ideas, your thoughts to come forth. It's time for you. So you know what? I want to also encourage somebody right now. This is an idea that came to me tonight. Complete those things that you've been putting off to do. Complete those things. This is the time for inner reflection. I have some plants. They died. It's just one of them still got some green in it, but you know, like, oh Lord. Well, go in and maybe clean, get rid of them or try to nurture them back. Stuff that you've been putting off to do. I've been putting that off. Rearranging the shelves in the kitchen or wherever. This is a time to really redo some things, clear out some things, clean some things. Does that make sense? Um, for me, one day I was sitting, I think it was last night, I was sitting deleting, uh, deleting what photos from my photo app. Just I got so many. Like it's time. Some of them are double pictures because I say stay right there, click, 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 click. Now I don't need all them clicks, but this is a time to really reflect. Do I really need all of this? Oh, Dow says I lean toward metaphysics. I do too, Dow. That's why I say I'm spiritual. I do not see how praying that God is interceding. I believe that God is a higher intelligence. So I'm taking from this session what I find as useful. You did a reading when I still lived in LA. Okay, Dale, I gave you a reading. Wonderful. And that's all I encourage you to do. And you know what, Dale, please know I thank you and I welcome you anytime when I'm doing a session because I enjoy new thoughts. I see you. I see you now. How you doing? I see you and I would love to interact with you even more because I am metaphysical. I teach that metaphysics means going beyond the natural, going beyond the spiritual. Going beyond the natural. So going whatever this physical plane may be. So that's, again, if you just said you're metaphysical, then you have some sort of faith in something that is beyond. I congratulate you, Daryl. I really do. And it's okay. We use the word intercede, but we use different words sometimes to express different thoughts. You find and use what works for you. Does that make sense, Daryl? I see you now. I look at you. You got your blue shirt on like me. But I want to encourage you to really find what works for you because this is a spiritual way. And I want everybody to grab that. Again, this is a time while Mercury is in retrograde, because that's a metaphysical thing now. It's a Mercury being in retrograde, you're not going to hear about that in regular church. It's for those of us that are spiritual and that are metaphysical, that go beyond this physical plane. Some things we cannot understand. That's why we're metaphysical. That's why we're spiritual, because we can't understand it. We just cannot understand it, so we have to trust in that spirit, in the divine. I pray all of you were inspired and encouraged on tonight, and to really understand some things that we need to do while Mercury is in retrograde. These are some things that we must do just to really kind of work with the system, not work against it, but work with the system. That, hey, some things are going to be good, some things are going to be challenging, but I know I have stated it at least 3 times today. Mercury is in retrograde. Let me just slow down. Slow down. I rebooted my computer. Mercury is in retrograde. Slow down. Slow your roll. Would you get your offering on tonight? I pray that you have been blessed. I pray that you have been encouraged, inspired. Would you plant your offering? Maybe that $11, and maybe, I always ask for double digits. 22, 33, it's just me. I believe there's good energy on double digits. But if you have that $33, or you may want to give $11, please do so. So those who say, I want to give $8, that's cool too. I ask that you would plant your offering right now in support of our ministry. And of course, I invite you to be a part of our ministry, be a part of our what we call a digital church. We call it a digital church, and I ask that you would be a part of that digital church. All you need to do is log in, download our app, Dr. Michael Mosley app, and it's on, Apple Store and Google Play, all of that. But would you plant your offering right now as a sign that says, we thank the divine for this information, because some of us are probably getting ready to go crazy because the cell phone kept going in and out and all of that. But you just got the understanding. Mercury is in retrograde. Okay? I like that, Reverend West. She said opinions are ideas. I like that. I like that. That really is inspiring. So to all of you, I pray that you have been encouraged and inspired. Plant your offering right now that we can continue to do the work that we have been called to do, and to really inspire others and encourage others. And don't forget, y'all, support us on social media. Support us on our social media. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of them. I'm missing one of them. LinkedIn. I'm not doing the new one, Threads, all of that. But certainly support us, and we certainly appreciate you. Are there any other questions? Any other questions or comments? Thank you. Thank you, Andre West. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Renee. Oh, you so kind. Y'all gonna make me cry. I really do. I really do appreciate you so very much. All of you. So let's take a deep breath, settle down, take our time. September the 14th, that's when all of this will be over. And boom, and it's 2 days before my birthday. Isn't that nice? So if you're thinking about doing something new for me on September 16th, let the Lord lead you. Do it. Yeah. I like the gift. I really do. Let me pray. I thank you, all of you, for joining us on tonight. Continue to be with us. Continue to pray with us. Eternal God, and to the one that is most holy and loving, to that spirit that is beyond our own comprehension and understanding. But we believe that there is a presence that is there, and we call it God. We call you love. We call you the ultimate one, the supreme being. And we ask that you would continue to prosper, continue to lift us, continue to elevate us, and continue to hold us through this time while Mercury is in retrograde. We know that you know what you're doing. It may be causing a little bit of tension down here, but we're just going to use this time to reflect, to be aware, to think, to ponder, and prepare for what is to come. Because it is true, our plane is trying to land. So we thank you, and we know that the pathway is being clear for great results, greater opportunities, and great manifestations. We love you and we thank you, and it is well in the name of Jesus, the name of the divine, the name of love. Amen. Blessings to you, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you again real soon.